last season ended for him. Is there a need to get him on the field in some preseason games?
No, Kirk Cousins' problem last year when we had to make the change was turnovers, right? All things that I can evaluate within the steady confines of what we're doing right now. So, like, if we feel like we want to get him out there, just get him some work, and I'm going to definitely compromise with a guy that's been playing in the league for that long, right? Like, that's a guy that's been playing in the league for a lot of time. He knows the amount of work he requires. He knows exactly what he needs to be ready, and I'm definitely going to communicate with him. Different than with the Michael Penix, right? Different than with anybody else on the football team. You're talking about that kind of a vet.
Raheem Morris on whether Kirk Cousins will play in the preseason. There's also a bubble wrap element to it where if you want to be able to trade him, you got to keep him healthy. So keep him out of the fray. That's basically what they're doing. They're keeping him around because they are betting that between now and the Tuesday after Week 9, an opportunity is going to arise to trade him. That's the only reason he's still there. He's got $27.5 million in base salary, fully guaranteed this year. They paid him $62.5 million last year, $10 million fully guaranteed next year, $100 million total. They want something in return. Right. And after the draft, they thought they were going to work something out, but the problem was there were no seats. And there still are no seats. And they're waiting for an injury to create a seat. I think it's that simple.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, right? I mean, they don't want to throw him out there. They don't want him to get hurt. Also, they're looking at it and going, hey, this is a big year for our football team, and we are playing a quarterback that's basically a rookie, right? I know he played the last 4 games of the year. So we're not just going to give him away for anything. And he's a nice little insurance policy to be a backup of Michael Penix in case maybe he gets hurt 1 week, whatever. We need to win that game, keeps us in. You talk about it all the time, the importance of winning a game in September or early October. And, yeah, they'll wait for that moment. But Raheem has shown here, he's kind of got the McVay approach to the preseason. He doesn't like to play any of his players. He's just not going to do that. Anybody that's valuable to the organization just does not go on the field. They wait till Week 1. And then Kirk Cousins, of course, his value between what they've paid him, backup quarterback, trying to trade him, all of those type of things. Yeah, I don't expect to see him at all this preseason.
But he is with the team and he is practicing.
Yeah.
Raheem Morris also addressed yesterday how Cousins has looked during his second training camp with the Atlanta Falcons.
He's been really good. Like you're talking about going through progressions and absolutely throwing the ball wherever you need to throw it. Obviously he has the ability to come out the pocket a little bit better than this time last year, coming off the significant injury. That's dramatically improved, like it improved throughout the season. So when you're just talking about the windows of time and what he had last year, OTA days, it was fresh. Training camp, it was better. In the season, he was fine. And then he went through do what we had to do. But I really love where he's at from a communication standpoint with Mike, from his coaches. I really love where he's at with the communication standpoint with us. And like, it's one of the things that you just can't give him enough credit for. Like I knew, obviously the swirling winds of the bad human of every people that come out, he's not that. And those are the things that I was really confident in when I knew he can be here and do whatever needs to get done. And again, like, I don't blame him for wanting to go somewhere else and try to start. Like, I do too, right? Like, it is what it is. That's not his fault. I think it's about the explanation of us being absolutely upfront and personal with him, and we've got the best results from him.
Look, I love Raheem, but why would you blame him? You guys are the ones that screwed him. You guys are the ones that gave him the contract that cried out at least 2 years as the starter, and then used the 8th overall pick in the draft on a quarterback and stunned everyone, including Kirk Cousins. They're lucky that he's not inclined to be a jerk, that he's not wired that way. This is a testament to his character. He's showing up for work. He's not causing any problems. He's not trying to sow dissent. I'm sure there's no way he's in the locker room rolling his eyes or talking crap or treating Michael Penix Jr. a certain way. He's there. He's getting himself ready. He's staying in shape. He's ready to go, and he understands opportunity may knock for the Falcons at some point in the form of a trade potential, and then he gets to go and play somewhere. And if not, he finishes this year. He makes his $27.5 million to go along with his $62.5 million. He gets cut after the year, and he goes somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right. You said it all right. I mean, he's a team guy. He's a good guy. He's a good person. He's so good and all that. I wonder sometimes if he's mean enough and a jerk to go to the Super Bowl and do that, right? And I don't say that to be disrespectful, but that's just how good of a human he is. And he's obsessive, like a psycho. I know that too. That's why McVay and the Shanahans and all of them love Kirk Cousins, because he's almost like a coach. He's literally, I'm going to work on everything. I'm always trying to make myself better. And then I would imagine even in this situation here where he knows he's not the starter, yeah, he's keeping himself ready for in case he does get in a game in Atlanta this year or for the next stop. He's going to be sharp. And he's a motivated guy. I'm sure he's mad as hell about last year and how everything turned out. But, yeah, he's going to do everything right and support Michael Penix Jr. and be the total team guy for now. That's for sure.
And, hey, it's one of the reasons he wasn't traded before the draft. There was a report, I think, from Albert Breer that he wanted to wait and see what happened after the draft because he didn't want to go somewhere and then find out, like he found out last year, oops, you're not going to start this year, or you're going to have to deal with a first-round pick who may potentially result in your benching at some point during the season. So it's just unfortunate the way it happened. He was very candid about it in the opening episode of this year's quarterback series on Netflix. Yep. And, look, he's not going to be a problem for the Falcons. And the question is, will there be that injury that causes a team to call? Chances are it'll happen. But, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes teams just say, we're good with the guy we have. Yeah. That's the other side of it, too. Team may just say, we'll go next man up. We don't need to call the Falcons. It's going to depend on the team where the injury happens.
That's right. The team, who the backup is. Is it really a backup that they believe in? Where they are at in the season? How competitive are they? Do they have a chance to make a real run at the playoffs? All of those type of things. Those are all the factors that will go into whether a team, what or if they'll trade for Kirk Cousins.
I hate even talking about it and speculating on it because I don't want to be accused of putting the kibosh or the jinx or the dreaded Malocchio
don't want to do
on
that.
The quarterback by talking about the possibility of him getting injured. No, we do not. The Malocchio is only used for very, very limited situations because I'm not quite sure I fully appreciate the power of the Malocchio. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.